Alright guys, we are finally here. We're finally getting to do this TST integrated taillight review. It's taken about a month and a half to get this finally done and up so you guys can see the advantages of having a quality integrated taillight as opposed to my old cheap Chinese piece of junk taillight. So basically this took so long because whenever I got all the plastics done, the front fairing that came in was cracked. So I had to wait a good 3 weeks to get a replacement front fairing in for me to even be able to really ride the bike. I wasn't going to ride it incomplete, so I had to wait until everything was done on the bike for me to be able to shoot this reveal, and I couldn't shoot the review of the taillight until the entire bike was done, and I couldn't really put up a video with this taillight installed on the bike before the reveal video for the bike. Catch my drift? The other huge snag that I had was whenever I got all of this done and then had all of the issues with the bike, with the ECU being all messed up and having the bike down for forever. This video literally should have been up 3 weeks ago. But long story short, everything's done now. Taillight is functional, everything's good, the bike is running great, and welcome to my tiny people friendly garage. Anyway, I have now the TST integrated taillight. It is fully programmable, plug and play. Very simple ease of use and amazing functionality and build quality. But before I get into telling you anything about this taillight, I'm going to go ahead and show you a previously recorded walkthrough of my old $25 eBay integrated taillight. Nothing amazing, but it did its job. But you're going to be able to really see the differences between a cheap kind of garbage taillight from eBay and a high quality, fully programmable, and I'll get into what that means, quality taillight. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the old taillight that I had, and then we're going to jump in and show you all about this guy right here. Hey, what's going on guys? Today we're going to show you the difference between a Chinese piece of crap integrated taillight from eBay and a TST Industries fully programmable LED taillight. Right off the bat, I'm going to assume TST is going to be a lot brighter, more LEDs, higher quality plastic for the enclosure, and everything's just going to be a lot more visible. This is what the Chinese one looks like when it's on. Left blinker, right blinker, push to kill, and then tail light once it's initiated for the brakes. So we're going to go ahead and throw the other one on, hop back over here on the video, and show you the difference. Alright, so you saw what the old taillight looked like. Now let me take you through the TST integrated taillight. So basically, the best part about this taillight is it is LED, but the OEM taillights for my bike were LED as well. So everything is completely plug and play. All you have to do is wire in the blinkers, which are insanely simple because you just plug it in. My old taillight, the Chinese one, instead of having actual connectors where you would just plug in the connectors straight from the taillight into the OEM taillight connections, you actually had to cut, solder, or electrical tape, whatever, and it was just a pain. So with this one, insanely simple. You pop the tail fairing off, install it on to the tail fairing, and then it's literally plug in for the taillight, plug in for the blinkers, and then you're done. Put it back on, and then you're all set. So you saw what the old one looked like. It was pretty bright. It was easy to see. Now watch what this looks like when you turn it on. Very, very bright. There's a ton of LEDs packed inside of this housing. Straight from the get-go. If you look at them next to each other, you can just feel in your hand whenever you hold this taillight that it is just a much thicker plastic. It is a much higher quality. Whenever you actually look inside of the taillight, you can see just how many LEDs are jammed inside of this housing. That's how you get such a bright display, even when it's just the running light. Now, I told you before it's fully programmable. What that means is you can change the way the blinkers pop up. You can either have just a straight blink on each side, or you can have them chase. Mine are set up to be in the chase form. So when I put my blinker on, it's going to start from the middle and work its way over to the side. And it looks really cool. If you guys have seen the new Mustang taillights, it's the same exact thing. Whenever their blinkers come on, they kind of chase to the side. And for me, it makes me feel like it's much more visible. With a normal integrated taillight, a lot of people complain about the fact that whenever it blinks, if you're further away, you're not really going to see exactly what it's blinking. It just looks like the entire housing is blinking. But with my taillight, it's chasing to the side that it's blinking. That means you're going to see it's actually moving over and be a lot more visible. So here's what the left blinker looks like when you turn it on. As you can see, it chases to that side, and it really gives it a cool, just different look, more of a custom, if you will, look. And then right side identical to it. So another thing when it comes to the programmable part of the name, you have your different choice of blinkers. I'm not going to change the blinkers to show you guys right now, just because you have to pop open the trunk and actually try to get in there to change it. But like I said, chase or just blink. And the other part of the programmable feature is you can change the way the brake initiates. So right now I have it set up to strobe for like half a second whenever you whenever you initiate the brake. So this is what it looks like, and it's insanely bright. It really grabs attention, which is why I have it set up to this. There's no way somebody behind you is not going to see that you're braking. See what I mean? It's absolutely insane. It is literally lighting up my entire driveway right now, and that's how I like it. There's no way you're going to be missed whenever you hit the brakes with this taillight in, especially if it's pitch black outside. It's going to grab somebody's attention behind you. There's no way they're not going to see you. And obviously, the part of the programmability, the other setting for the brake is just to light up, just to display a brake. I keep saying how bright it is in my driveway, and that's my driveway right now, completely dark, and I'm just going to hit the brakes 2 times for you, just to show you that I'm not lying. It really is blowing up my entire driveway. So that's with just the taillight running. Here's the brakes one more time. Crazy, crazy bright, guys. If you look right here where the taillight actually meets with the tail fairing, all along the side, the entire housing and the entire cutout on the tail fairing for the taillight to actually fit inside, you can see that it actually fits almost completely flush. That is the biggest change that I can really say from having the cheap Chinese integrated taillight to getting this TST integrated taillight. The fitment is almost better than the OEM taillight, to be honest with you. It really fits snug up inside of here. On the top of this, right inside of the tail fairing, there's 2 little almost like grooves. There's a little rubber gasket type thing that goes on top of the taillight, and then those 2 rubber pieces actually, once you push up, sink in to the tail fairing. That comes OEM. The Chinese taillight, all the time I'd have to walk up after I rode and kind of push it back up in because it would sag down. The TST integrated taillight really, really fits completely flush up inside of this housing, and as you can see, there's really no gap in between here on this taillight. It's really, really clean, as you can see when looking from the undertail of the bike. Very clean, very flush right up inside of the tail. And I'll hit the brakes for you one more time so you can just see again how insanely bright this brake flash is. Absolutely incredible. Also hit the taillight, the blinkers for you again. And even those I can see reflecting off of the cars very brightly in my driveway. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this gave you guys a good explanation on the TST integrated taillight. Like I said, I'm absolutely loving it. It is a huge upgrade over my cheap little Chinese knockoff integrated taillight. Much safer, much easier to see, much higher quality build, and easier use. It's literally, you pop it on, plug and play, no issues, nothing that you literally have to do to get this thing running. And you literally need to have 0 mechanical skills to accomplish putting this on your bike. So I highly recommend the TST Industries integrated taillight. They make tons of different products for all kinds of different sport bikes, fender eliminators, which I actually have on my bike right now. They make integrated taillights, flush mount blinkers, you name it, they probably make it, especially if it's for a Japanese sport bike. So link is in the description for this taillight, as well as the actual website if you don't have an 0506 Ninja 636 and just happen to watch the video. So go check out TST Industries, guys. Tons of good stuff. You won't regret it. Peace!